Hey there, let's get into a game with Lalem. Alright, we get our aerial spec. We're gonna pick the aerial spec here, but the Typhoon spec would be good too. Quick supply, I'm not so sure, but potentially Arclight would be good in this as well. Because there's a lot of chaff clear, and there's some chaff as well here. He's a supply spec, and he's got the Steel Hound pack. I think we position our units like this. Either this or two squares in. I'm not sure what's ideal. This could be like this perhaps. And we want to go arc lights here for sure. Maybe we go two squares here, just so we could kind of move to either side. I feel like this is correct to put it a little bit behind the tower so the hounds don't instantly lock onto the fangs. Kind of feel like this is okay. Alright, so we see the ASIM aggro here. Steel balls are getting stuck on the sledges. Fortunately, it looks like the fangs are not going to really tank for the arc light. It's a really strong one-sided push, but it's going to be weak into air, obviously. So at least we don't see fangs or marksmen at this point. Fire Badger, I think, is something we need to set some of this on fire. I feel like the Wasp is even more important here. But we kind of have to sell something now in order to get that. We could potentially sell this Sledgehammer. The Fire Badger could also be kind of something that helps, like, kind of tank a bit. Maybe we could do like a vertical Sledgehammer here. Probably wouldn't be that bad. And then we perhaps delay. But I could see him going fangs. I mean, wasps here, so. I feel like we get our own wasp. And we sell out one of the tanks. Now we have enough to go for the. Actually, we didn't need to sell the tank. That was a huge mistake. We're aerial spec. I always forget that. So now we have 100 left over. Might as well just upgrade the tower here. The Wraith isn't a big deal to see. Mustangs are a bit concerning. Pretty much counters everything here that we're doing. He correctly anticipates we're going all air now, and he completely counters us. So this is starting to look very bad for us. If you can lose the game on round 2, this is kind of what it looks like to lose the game on round 2. Get this. There's just so many things now that we have to deal with. We don't even have the fire. Do you think we put down the oil because we need to slow all this down? take this. Alright, it's not the end of the world yet. I think we just keep going more Phantom Rays. And we need to sell perhaps the Wasp, but I don't want to sell this Wasp here. It's doing quite a bit. I think we just go with this. More AA, more steel balls. Not good for us. Kinda could use some crawlers actually. Very bad tower timing against us, but we were doing fairly okay actually on this side, so there's a little bit of hope. Nuke could be really good for us here. I think we have to take the nuke. Ion Blast could also be amazing for us here. It could be like a cheaper version of the nuke. I could see him kind of like doing some, moving his stuff out. I think we just do this because it's a bit cheaper, and I kind of feel like we might even hit our own units, but yeah. We're going to now need to figure something out here. I like a level on the tower. I want to see a tech on the Phantom Rays. I think we do the cloak because of the steel ball, the 40%. Do we start borrowing and go for 2 more Phantom Rays, or do we do something else here? I don't think the arc lights are going to do anything because of the steel balls, and they're going to need range to deal with the Mustangs. Maybe just borrow and just keep going Phantom Rays. I think at this point it's not like we can pivot and do something else here. This is still doing something, so we'll leave that around. It's a missile. I don't think that kills the Phantom Ray, so not the most concerning of missiles. This Ion Blast is we're probably gonna walk into this Ion Blast ourselves here a little bit. But with that oil, yeah, so some of our units are gonna be cut down from that. Not the worst tower timing for us. We're already doing better, but that's only because of the Ion Blast. I think potentially we could consider going armor now on the Phantom Rays, since he's kind of committing into the Mustang, but we're likely to see anti-missile as well on the Mustangs pretty soon, so it's kind of an issue for us. So we're running very low on options here. We're just getting destroyed. Is it possible to come back here? I think we need these steel balls just to tank a bit. We even need a steel ball on this side. Do we just build a steel ball here? I mean a sledgehammer? So we build a sledgehammer that we shouldn't have sold. That was the first mistake. We're going to need to borrow and consider what tech do we need next. Armor makes it so we don't... I think we have to go armor first. The Wasps are useless now, so we can go with another Phantom Ray here. Missile would be nice, but we can't actually hit any of these more valuable targets. And we're likely to see anti-missile device pretty soon, but perhaps we could just give it a go. We're desperate. Okay, so we don't see anti-missile on the Mustangs quite yet. the sledges are tanking for everything. So that was kind of one of the reasons I think why we're doing so poorly. We sold our sledgehammer thinking we needed the extra 50 for level 2 raise, but forgetting that we were aerial spec. Can we get some of these marksmen? No, we cannot. And this shield is going to help the enemy seal this round. Fortunately, we couldn't even take down that shield, and it returns to full health. We get a Vulcan. We do need a Vulcan. It's going to go down pretty quickly, but we do need the Vulcan. Probably get the Vulcan and sell it. Because I don't think we can afford a level 2 Vulcan anyways. No, surely he must be going anti-missile soon, right? Let's just get burst preemptively here. We can't afford to go... Well, we can do one... We can do one incendiary upgrade, right? But it's like there's just 2 packs of chaff here. And he only has the Mustangs with range, so it would be useful here, but that's about it. I think we just keep going with Phantom Rays and hope for the best. Some more levels on the tower is probably going to be good for us. Probably only need a level here, and let's go for another Phantom Ray pack. I don't know why I'm placing the Phantom Rays like this 2 squares up. Okay, so no anti-missile yet. The Farseer with EMP. We do get the anti-missile devices, so that is a... that there is an anti-missile out there. I suppose it's good that we clip the burst, but we're gonna start needing the next upgrade we need is kind of like a shield, I think, to help with the marksman. Looks like we're doing all right. We probably can clean everything up. There is a bit of an issue with chaff on this side. There's just those 2 crawler packs are doing kind of doing too much. Alright, so we finally get around. Orbital Jav is probably pretty good for us. I think we're worried about this Farseer here. Obviously, this would be a nice target. I think we just get this and we consider where we want to hit it. These dogs are doing a bit. Farseer is doing a lot more, but he might try to like beacon out the Farseer. That's the problem here. If we go here, we'll be guaranteed more of a guarantee here, and plus this marksman is doing a lot actually, so don't mind doing this. The fire would be good now. Like this. We will need to get the Vulcan. I think we get the Vulcan without any text. Just get it to light the fire here. We're going to continue. We're going to upgrade the rays. And I think we'll put this here. Do we sell anything? Probably not. We don't want to make a mistake again. Let's upgrade everything, and what do we do for the last 100? Maybe just get one of these guys, put it here. Interestingly, he sells the Farseer that was doing the most damage. Decides to get the Raiden with range. Um, I could see why I could see why that's a good move. Um, Makes me want to go into Fangs. Actually, he didn't sell the Farseer. The Farseer's still around. Sells the Wraith. Makes me want to go into um, Wasps, but there's just too many Mustangs. Assault Melting Point, interesting. Get the fire, we're gonna go for the fire automatically here. There's another Ion Blast. So we have like Spell City. Think we're kind of want to go with the fire maybe here. I feel like that's also like our strong side here. We kind of almost don't need the fire there. Whereas we need the fire here because of these chaff. We could sell this, actually. Now let's get the shield because of the... the fuck is this look with the cars? Yeah. I get it, I get it. I'm gonna do something like this here. Two more rays. We'll just make sure everything is nice and balanced. Alright, so let's just make sure that this is the right Ion Blast here. Yeah, it looks decent. Like, probably just put it here and like more like this, maybe? Maybe, yeah. Okay. Very nice Ion Blast here, looks. It's not enough to kill the Farseer though, but... Oh man, the opponent is raging. Look, I get it, but like, he also had the spells, but he decided to play for the long game. Me, like, I'm desperate, you know, there's not much I can do here. But I would certainly share his frustration and I don't think I'm the better player here. So, Fire Badger, probably not a good idea on the line. And with these guys with range, I think we got to be smart here. We could potentially win the game, but we could still lose here. We just buy something and sell it. Or maybe we get the Typhoons, kind of like it's good chaff clear, right? But I think the fire is what we need, right? We don't need chaff clear, we just need fire. So I don't know here. Probably not. Yeah, probably not good into the steel balls anyways. So I think we bring back these guys. Now we have to go full war crimes. Probably like this here, and probably like this here. It is quite an investment, but I feel like we need to do this. Borrow, get range. And yeah, what else do we get here? Maybe get a wasp, but man, I'm just worried about these. Maybe get one wasp. Just because we need like the wasp to help tank. 150 left over. I don't know. Maybe just shield. We'll get the speed though. Tons of anti-missile devices here. Hopefully the fire's still gonna land. The wasps are coming through, so maybe it can help take a couple shots here. Yes, and it looks like it looks like this very lost game is looking like it's gonna be a victory here, but we do have to admit that it was the spells here that won the game, and I will apologize. So, yeah, not going to rub it in his face or anything. This is it's not yeah. Well, thank you. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, we used all the spells. Um, I guess it was just a few spells. He didn't use any spells, but the thing is, the fire doesn't really help him. We have nothing on the ground that can burn except for these three chaff. The orbital jav can be good, but I think I'm not sure if I didn't have have the Vulcans out yet. Um, you're not gonna hit anything, especially I think with this placement now. There's no two square split placement. Um, you're gonna hit very little. You might hit two packs of these phantom rays. Probably not a good idea. For us as well, we didn't really hit much. We just hit this one marksman and this one hound after he sold the Wraith. So that really didn't swing the impact of the game. That was probably a mistake for us to not go after the Farseer here. The fire obviously is great for us, but it's because he's aggro. The oil and fire is always going to be good for us because he can't block it since he's trying to aggro onto our position so quickly. So that's not my fault. And the Ion Blast, an Ion Blast could have been good for him. I don't know how you place it here. It's kind of with these, I think with the split positioning, this might be my new positioning from now on. This split positioning kind of makes the Ion Blast a bit more awkward. I feel like if you put a crawler or something here where everything's automatically going to go to the right, then you can kind of aim the Ion Beam pretty good on that. But I think in general, the Ion Beam can be good if you know how to place it, but usually you're going to get just two packs and the rest will just kind of fly out. Whereas the Ion Beam for the Raidens are especially juicy. I mean, the Phantom Ray speed is 16 base, whereas he didn't even get speed. He should have gotten speed if he was worried about the Ion Blast, right? Because that usually can kind of change things. But you at least use a beacon. Like if you use a beacon to beacon out of this, I mean you could still like potentially win here. I mean his units are. So out of curiosity, let's see if we could have run one round 8, the Ion Blast round, without using the Ion Blast, right? Because I want to see if the Ion Blast is what won us the round, or if it was something else. So we'll do everything exactly like we did before. We'll get the shield, we'll borrow, we'll get the double rays, we'll place it at the same spot. We just won't use the Ion Blast. I think what's really kind of strange is why you would build more Raidens kind of in the line of where the Ion Blast would be going if, um, you know, if the player goes, Ion Beam. That kind of doesn't make sense. In fact, usually what you see is the high level players, they kind of move all their Raidens from here to here, from selling and beaconing. So in this situation, we actually end up winning the round without using the Ion Beam, and we did everything else the same. I think we did maybe 600 less damage, which is kind of surprising because the ion beam kind of destroyed everything. So I think we're not actually sorry about winning. Like that was a legitimate victory. The ion blast and even not used, it still got us a pretty nice victory. And obviously the incendiary bomb, the fire is much more of an impact than the ion blast. But you really, the having an incendiary bomb is not like it's not like overkill or anything. It's not really a big deal. And again, the orbital jav, we aimed it here, and we only got the couple hounds and the marksman. He sold out of the wraith, so that was a complete whiff. So yeah, I have to say that this kind of this ended, this actually this pure rate, Phantom Ray, kind of like forcing Phantom Ray even though you're behind and losing and about to lose. Just keep going more Phantom Rays. Like it can actually work. Um, and that is kind of like the power of the Phantom Ray. Like even if it's the thing that is making you lose, you just keep going Phantom Rays and just keep committing, and you could actually like turn around the game here. So it's not going to work against everyone, but I mean, this guy he was pretty good. Like I was getting my ass handed to me. Obviously, he could have done other things that would have won the game for him, but this is a pretty good response. And it was a pretty fun game, and it was nice to see if actually the Ion Blast won us the game or not, and just to see how much of an impact that was. And we do have to blame him for, why would you put your Raidens kind of like in the line of the Ion Blast so they just kind of all run in? Like you put your Raidens obviously like maybe far a little bit further back or beacon one of them back or kind of like switch sides kind of thing. Like it's probably not the best placement because the two Raidens got placed like right here, or right for the Ion Blast to hit. So I also think perhaps chain is better than the electromagnetic shot, and perhaps the range is like you probably don't go range first. Maybe go chain and EMP first, or because the rays they only have a range of 65, right? So you kind of don't need the range on the Raidens, I feel. All right, guys. Hopefully that was a enjoyable analysis, and we'll see you in the next one.